Day five. Day five. Day five. Yeah. So I may not sound that coldy, and yet my energy levels, I'm like, just no energy. Wading through quicksand. I can feel it in my body now. As in, it's just like all my body. It's not flu. Like, it doesn't feel fluey. It just feels like my whole body is really tired. Is really tired. And to add to my excitement, I have children asking me where shit is today and getting really freaked off because I don't have the energy to really have a good mum look. Yep. So last night, as I was sitting, I don't know, last night after dinner, I we've always got planes. Always got planes coming over. I had a bit of a realization that the process that I'm going through is relating to my mother. My mum, hi mum if you're watching, or if you ever watch this, she has been experiencing a lot of pain in her body recently. And as in like severe at the hospital emergency, back pain, hip pain, and the like. And one morning, maybe last week, I don't know, I'm not great with time. I woke up and I was like, I felt to work with her. And I said to her, can she draw a picture for me? I asked if she wanted to work, if she wanted me to work with her. And not right now, little dude. You think you're just gonna like sneak off for a quick minute, and it's really hard to sneak off for a quick minute. Yeah, and so I asked her to draw a picture for me, and it was last weekend. So she started drawing a picture, and then added some extra bits, and said that she felt really angry. And so we were talking about that for a bit, and like anger associated with her body and letting her down and things. And yeah, so I feel like because I'm aware of this process, because I'm able to process energy at the moment and other people's energy, like part of my own transmutation process is like transmuting it in this respect for someone else, someone who I'm connected with, kind of the opposite of what I was talking about yesterday with the kids. I'm able to transmute her pain, and in return that supports my transmutation process. So it's like I'm kind of doing it for both of us. And then last night, in the middle of the night, I was woken up by like this full-on pain in my tummy, like full on, like having a baby pain. Um, that's interesting, the sound at the time. Like it was really, really full on. And so I got up and I went out into the kitchen because I was like, if this is going to be a short thing, I can do it. I can survive. I can manage it. I can sit in it. But if this is going to be longer than that, I will need some kind of pain relief. And it's funny, like looking back on it. At the time, I felt really with it and really clear and all the things. But then looking back, it's like, I can't remember all the things. I can't remember. It feels like it was a big night. It feels like it was a big night. I do remember waking up in the morning, and so my process is around, or part of my process is that I am sort of half awake in the morning, and then I engage in my meditation. And so I'm kind of half awake, half asleep. That's nice sunshine. If I did need to get up because one of the children was calling me, I could get up, but I'm pretty solidly, not dead, but I'm solid. I'm solidly probably more asleep than awake, but I have started doing this thing. I mean, it's been going for years, last couple of years. And sometimes previously I've run energy sessions or connected with other people during that time to give them energy as well. But yeah, recently I'm not sure why, and I guess the why doesn't matter. But I've been like doing that with my fingers, which I'm aware is like yoga mudra, yoga, meditation, part of meditation. But like my hand is on my leg, just sort of like that, and I just kind of rest it there. And so it's kind of, I guess, kind of become my sign from myself, because sometimes I do it in the middle of the night as well if I'm trying to get back to sleep. And it's kind of my sign of like, yes, let's go, let's do this meditation. And sometimes I fall asleep and I have interesting dreams, like dreams that I know I need to remember. Other times it might just be full on energy, and this morning was a bit of both of those things. So it was like full on energy, just receiving like really lovely energy, really strong energy, and I was just so. And I don't normally receive energy when I'm sick, like in this sort of within my meditations. I don't normally, because I remember previously I was like, that's before. Previously I'd be like, I'm sick, I need energy, let's go meditation, and I'd go into meditation or engage in the meditation, and nothing would happen. But this morning, I don't know, maybe I required it. Obviously I required it. And so yeah, it was this really lovely meditation. Went into a couple of dreams, I think. Can't actually remember the dreams, but the feeling is there. It's like the consciousness of it isn't, but the energy is, or something. I'm not really sure. And then interestingly, and it felt like it was like, okay, so I'm transmuting this. I'm going through this process for my mum and for myself. So whatever it is that I'm transmuting for her, whether that's the pain that is more obvious or whether it's other things as well, I'm transmuting it for her and myself. And then I was aware, or I became aware, I can't remember, oh, I did write it down, that when it's like we all have this, thick layer of something that is like darkness, we'll call it, of darkness, pain, suffering, discomfort, whether that's physical pain, whether that's, a lot of people have, what's it called? Immune, where the immune system isn't working and the body is kind of turning on itself. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure you'll know. I don't know, immune deficiency, whatever it is. We all have this thick darkness, like, what did I call it? Thick darkness blanket of this thick thing that is preventing us from being our actual purpose. So it's this thick thing that we need to, like, for some of us, it's like really gradual, like eating away at this, or eating a hole through the blanket that's like suppressing us. And that is there because that's the whole point of this current human experience, is to experience this darkness. And this darkness, for a lot of people, they kind of get into it and they go, fuck no, shame feels bad, guilt feels bad, blah blah blah, and they go bleh, and they go all the way down somewhere else. But then, because this blanket is something that needs to be worked through, at some point there will be life will bring them back up to try and chip away at this thing. And so they might chip away and then go bleh. Or people with addictions and things, very much so. They start chipping away. Nope, that's too hard. No. I will find many other varied ways to manage this, but like chipping away at that thing is not something I'm interested in. Some people start chipping away and then they go, do you know what, this is too hard, I'm done, and then tap out. Whether that's both figuratively or literally, tap out. And then pass away or choose to unlive themselves. What I'm doing within this process is like full chipping a hole in the middle of it. Chipping in the middle of it. For my mom right now, I'm chipping away in the middle of her blanket, because she is unable to and doesn't have the capacity to. I do. And it's something I do for the children sometimes. My son, my eldest, gets migraines, and so I know, and I've been saying this to him for a little while. I'm like, I feel like I've got a headache. It's not like really, really full on like your migraines, but I feel like like I'm processing it. This is a cold transmutation, something I called it last night. Anyway, and so we're chipping away at this dark blanket, this darkness, to get to the other side, to get what's on the other side, to experience something different, to experience living our absolute purpose, which is on the other side. It's like this, on the other side. You think my hands are just doing crazy shit? No, it's like light language and all sorts of shit. Who knows? And sign language. It's all hands. So blanket, chipping away, chipping away. And this is what I've been fully doing. Because it's like, before this blanket, before last year, this blanket was a thing. As in, there was no one's chipped away at this shit until I came along, until intuition was like, follow this, do this process. And then chipped away, chipped away, chipped away. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm almost there. And now here I am kind of supporting other people to do it, to begin doing it, so that they can, because it's like the more you chip away, the more the more you chip away, the more like purpose is able to kind of get through. It's like your purpose is pushing down like this, and it's like little bits are kind of getting through. And so the more that you push through, the more like you get a little bit of purpose and a little bit of purpose and a little bit of purpose. You know, those people call it breadcrumbs, you know, following the breadcrumbs, like puzzle pieces, I see it as. You know, receive a puzzle piece and you're like, well, that's interesting. Receive another one, but it might be like way over there. And you're like, what the? I got these puzzle pieces. They don't make any sense. Anyway. So that's what I've been doing. Cold transmutation process or something. Transmuting shit for myself and my mother. And then this morning, right? And so I'm like, it feels like a lot. My body, as I said, is wading through mud. And so my literal first thing, granted, I did a message, note, message, thing to myself. I wrote shit to myself. Is there people coming? And then I messaged my mum and I was like, can you do me another drawing, please? And then not long ago she was like, not today. And I'm like, yesterday. Because I'm processing all this stuff for you. And I need you to draw a picture. Is that too much to ask? It always brings up stuff for me because I'm drawing all the time, like constantly. And then so for people to be like, I don't have the time, which has happened previously, it's like, what do you mean you don't have the time? How can you not have the time? You just make time. You just do it. It's not difficult. It doesn't take that much time. It just blows my mind. And so I'm like, can you just draw, please? If you want to sort all this shit out, just draw, mate. Just draw. So yeah, that's me. Just in transmutation process. And every so often, yesterday, I'd be like, is this actually, like, is what I'm thinking or intuiting as what's going on, is this actually what's going on? And then it was like, I saw this aeroplane or this helicopter fly across the sky, and it was like, if you can see it, does that make it real? Or if you can't see it, does that make it not real? Is it still real even though you can feel it? Okay, continue on with the process. Man, it's hard to be a mum when you're going through this process. And you just like, so the picture that I drew, because I drew a picture for this process, the first was like, you know, this flower kind of coming out, and then it kind of connected to the edge of the page, and then when I turned the page, there was some more of the flower like onto the next page. And then it really looked like this whole like womb space, like womby. And I'm like, but it's hips. aren't we working on hips with my mother? And my hip's been sore yesterday. Like my hip and my hands have been sore. I'm like, I thought we were working on, we're not working on womb. I mean, and it was very much, I'm just drawing, intuitively drawing. And I was like, yeah, got to the end of it so far. Am I working on wombs or am I working on hips? Going with it, mate. Just going with it. So yeah, cold transmutation. Wine and me mums. Yeah, it's like. And this afternoon I'm watching, I felt to watch Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And the last time I watched it, I came away going, where was the Philosopher's Stone part? I can't, like. But it feels guided. As in, feels intuition was like, you need to watch something, you need to watch this movie. So I'm interested to see what relevance it has to the Philosopher's Stone. We shall see. Back to cold transmutation.